Hey guys, Cindy Williams here from Careers on Vacation. I have my amazing client and recent graduate, Christine Brown from Vacation Inspirations by Christine. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm so good. Just happy to be spending time with you this morning. And I just have to say, we launch a lot of travel businesses every year. We rebrand. You were already in business, but we kind of rebranded. I love the way your branding turned out. You have such an eye for it and working together and the whole collaborative process, but just love your finished product. We're going to actually splice in a cool logo here so people can see your logo, and we'll put the links below so they can follow you. But I just wanted to kind of recap on your journey over the past few months that we've worked together. So if you wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit about where your business was before we started working together and where you feel like it is now.
Awesome. Yeah, I had been in the business at a brick and mortar for about 3 years and realized that the marketing aspect of it, which I love so much, as you can probably tell by my marketing and my logos and branding, was too canned. It was a lot of sales, 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 rather than trying to build know, like, and trust with my clients. So I decided to kind of step away from that and go out on my own about 2 years ago. I was lucky that a lot of my clients came with me, and that kind of sustained my business for the first year with their bookings and their referrals, but I had no marketing systems in place for new clients and how to recruit new people and find new people. I had no social media. I had no mailers. I had nothing that we talked about in the program. And that's what I found so valuable from the program, putting all those marketing pieces in place to recruit those new people. It's not just about my current book of business. It's about finding those new travelers.
Yeah, and I think that's so common. People get stuck because you get that initial client base, which is great. Once you build clients, we can turn them into recurring clients if you're a great agent. And that happens to a certain level organically and naturally. But someone like you that was already booking hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in travel and wanted to go, okay, I want to double and triple this. How do I bring in fresh blood, new clients, have real marketing for my travel business? And that's where people stay there for years if they don't get help sometimes.
Right.
And that can be frustrating, but having a pool of new clients coming in and getting attracted into your business, introduced into your business, then guess what? You're going to have your old pool, you're bringing in the new ones, which will become recurring. And then with marketing, you're either dying or you're growing. There's no standing still. You're either moving backwards or forwards. So
Right.
That's awesome. I'm so glad. Yeah, the systems and processes make a total difference. What would you say is the number one win or celebration from taking the program?
Just all of the marketing pieces, putting all those pieces in place, and realizing it can work. I think at first, when I first entered the program, I thought, oh, Facebook, am I really going to get somebody from Facebook that wants to travel and actually wants to set up a consult? And I don't believe it, and I'll believe it when I see it. And it happens.
Yeah.
You're consistent with the Facebook and the other pieces of your marketing, Instagram eventually, Facebook ads, Google ads I've played around with. That stuff works. I actually built a little conversation with a client on a Facebook post, and she said, surprise, we want to go to Croatia and the Greek Isles, and let's chat when I get home. And we have a consult scheduled. And that was off of Facebook, a Facebook conversation. So it can happen. And I think that was just, making the leap to realizing it can. That was the biggest win, I think, so far.
Yeah, and that is one of those things with social media where people get frustrated really easy because they don't know how to do it. They don't know, and it changes all the time. That's why we're always going to these conventions and conferences and learning the latest and greatest, because knowing how to reach your customers, particularly the high-end customers that are going to be booking Croatia or river cruises or high-end products, you have to know how to get on their feeds, how to get to that audience. And then once you're there, what the heck do? You know,
Right.
it's like you said with your prior company, it's not like sales, sales, sales. It's not the name of the game. It's building that trust and build, you know, kind of getting that, knowing the processes and the formats to do that, being consistent, showing up every day, and having those automated in the back end, so then the leads are just coming to you. But yeah, because social is one of those things, and also people think social is the only thing.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where they're like, oh, I ran a $50 ad, I lost all my money, and I didn't get any leads. So it's understanding what your objective is with social, and you, once you got it, you got it, because then you're like, oh, this is working, and this is yeah. So that's beautiful. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Another, and we talk about, you mentioned just being like, you didn't think it was going to work, and then it started working. That was kind of one of those mindset shifts for you. We also dig in a ton in mindset in the program, because I really believe like you have to have the mindset of a CEO. You have to have the mindset of an owner. So we've integrated mindset through the program to help support you go from, I worked from it for an agency, or I'm out on my own having some success, but how do I get to thinking? So how did the mindset work impact you, either in your business or life, or both?
You know, the mindset thing is such a big piece of it. And if I had one piece of advice to give everybody, is to don't give up on it. I've been working on mindset for probably the past 2 years before entering the program, and use the pieces in the program to kind of reinforce what I've tried to instill in my life every day. I'm not a big meditator. I really can't get into that zone. I'm not really an affirmations person. I think I just live my affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. People say, you know, all that stuff is woo woo and cuckoo and crazy, but it really, really does work. Putting out that positive energy, and you know, realizing that the universe will respond. It really does work, and it's helped the business. And eventually I would like the mindset work to get me to a place where I can balance my life and the job a little bit better. And that's probably the next part of the mindset that I'm going to work on, is kind of balancing the work and the life schedule.
Yeah.
So that's already in place, trying to get that a little bit smooth that out a little bit, you know, so I'm not working around the clock.
Yeah, the next evolution of it, for sure. And I think it's beautiful what you said. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, is this crazy? Woo woo, the mindset stuff. The mindset we, you know, interject into the program is based on what quantum physicists are telling us now, right? So everything is energy, everything is vibration. And yes, that can seem like really left field, but if you, at your core, you just think about, you attract what you're projecting,
Yeah.
authentically projecting, not just a fake projection, but who are you? What are you putting out there? So if you're worried about your business all the time, you're worried about scarcity, that creates a vibration of, I'm always in lack, I'm always in lack. So
Right.
switching that and getting into a place where, oh, my business not only can be abundant, it is abundant. Clients are coming to me in droves, and just getting into that place where you raise your vibration a little bit and getting in the habits of that. But also what I love about the kind of the morning routine that we talk about, that's not from like, you know, left fielder people. That's from, what are the billionaires doing? What is
Yeah.
the process they put in place every single day to get up and have a process and have a, here's my intention for the day, here's what I'm going to accomplish for today, here's what I'm setting out to do, and just that whole piece. So kind of marrying those two things and understanding the science of it, but also your objective is to grow your business or your life, or like you said, have whatever it is, to have balance. So yeah, I love it. I could talk
And
about it all day.
I think also that, and I've been living this part of it for a while, is some people just hope for a booking. I don't just hope for a booking and want it to be dribs and drabs of little 2-day weekenders, which are great, but that's not going to sustain my business. So I've been working a lot on putting that energy out there, that I want a certain type of client to come to me, and one that's going to sustain my business and not take a ton of time and a ton of work and effort and sleepless nights for a drib and drab of a booking. I want those big bookings.
Yep.
And I put that vibe out there and I get it back. I'm not, you hear about clients, coming in droves, but booking 3-day weekend cruises, and you feel like you're running on a treadmill and you're not getting anywhere. And I don't want to feel that way. So I've worked really hard to put that vibe out that I want a certain type of person to
Yep.
work with.
Absolutely. And that's why we always say in the program, it's not about attracting clients, it's about attracting ideal clients at a
Yes.
certain level, they're going to ask for certain vacations, because the rest of it's a waste of your time. If you can book one river cruise, then you don't have to book 10 other cruises with 10 sets of questions and 50 people on those cruises asking questions. So the work-life balance of it all is book a few of the big ones, and then you have the same abundance into your business, but you also have that work-life balance. So that ideal clients, I'm glad that that struck so strongly with you, because if you do that piece right in the program, that's what changes like your existence. So it's, part of it is in the mindset, part of it is how do you brand, how do you do the marketing properly. So getting all those pieces, and you're having that success, which is awesome. So, and you were already, like I said, selling hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of travel a year, but you want to get to 1 million. That's our goal, right? That's, and beyond. So, at any rate, that's a beautiful thing that's all shifting for you. Let's go back to the beginning. I remember our first conversation. So like at the beginning when we were talking, I remember you were quite tentative. You were like, and which is good. You should ask questions. You should vet programs, because there's a lot of crazy stuff out there. But when we started at the beginning, was it hard for you to jump in?
No. Once I decided, okay, this is what I need to do for my business, and the investment is gonna come back to me quicker than I probably think it's going to.
Yeah.
The money that I spent to do the program, I knew, and we talked about this, it would probably come back pretty quickly if I implemented the strategies that were presented in the program. And no, it wasn't hard to jump in at all. Once I'm in, I'm all in. And I just go in with an open mind and an open heart, and that's what you've got to kind of have to do to embrace everything and move things along.
Yep, absolutely. Because once you make that commitment, it goes from, for some people, it goes from, oh, I'm nervous, should I do it? And then you jump in, and then it's just action. Like, what do I do to get the ROI? What do I do to grow my business? And then as soon as you get on, I think that first call, like, did you realize you were in the right place, like in the first couple calls?
I did. And it's funny because I talked about it a lot with my husband. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? Investing in it. But right before I decided to join. And now I just say, within those first 3-4 calls, and then especially into the marketing piece, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself and my business. And then once I saw trickling in of things working, that just reinforced to me that I made the right decision. So it's been just so good. I don't know what I would do I'm honest and 100% true, and I'm always honest and 100%. I don't know what I would have done if I would have been just sitting around my house waiting for somebody to book something, and I didn't want to be that way.
Yeah, no, because you're looking to grow. You want this to be your full-time thing. And the other beautiful thing, this is not like a program where you watch some modules and you go try to figure it out. Having that interaction of, I can jump on with Cyndi once or twice a week and have her look at how my ads are performing, have her look at what we're doing, have her check in. So just having that access, and the others, because we have people on the mastermind that are running super big agencies, and they're looking to get, maybe they're doing 1 million, they're trying to get to 5, or they're doing 5 and trying to get to 10. So you get to have that, wow, they're doing XYZ. And then you have the newbies, and then you have the people in the middle. So it's a beautiful collection, and everyone brings those questions forward. But sometimes a brand new person is so good tech savvy wise, they'll bring an ad and they'll go, I tried this and tested this. And you're like, wow, I can go replicate that. So we're all learning in that safe little environment, and you build out your marketing structure and your whole business, make those changes, you test it, and then you can get immediate feedback. So by the time you get to that 12th week, you're like, oh my gosh, everything's automated, it's running, it's working, and it feels different than just buying a little program that sits on your desk or collects and you're like, oh, I'll get to that when I have time. It's a actionable, here are the actionable things you need to do to move your business forward right now, get more abundance, and let's talk about it next Monday. Let's talk about it. And that makes a difference, I think.
100%. 100 million gazillion trillion percent. I needed those actionables, and I needed somebody who was there for me and in a safe space where we could all kind of contribute and collaborate and talk and do it all together.
Yep, absolutely. And it's beautiful because then we have a grad group, you have follow-up, you have that whole community, the cool kids tribe we're becoming, right? Everyone that's graduated the program now goes into our grad group. So if you guys have post questions, everyone's been through the program, they share where they're having successes, or hey, can everyone remember this from the program? So you have that whole community now that we're evolving. And you're coming to visit us in Disney for our annual retreat for our continued education.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. It's going to be, Disney event's going to be our biggest that ever, really, in terms of the amount of ground we're going to be covering. So I'm super excited. We have so many graduates signed up for that. Last question for you. Would you recommend Careers on Vacation, or if people are sitting on the fence, what would you tell them?
I don't think you even need to ask. I've referred somebody already.
Yes, yep, you sure have.
And when I went into it, I told her a little bit about it. I didn't pressure in any way, and I would never pressure anybody in any way to doing this. I just said, you need to understand what has happened to my business in the past 3 months. And here's where you can see it. And I think that was enough to get the wheels turning. And it should get the wheels turning in your head if you're thinking about it. Follow any one of us and see the actionable steps that we're taking, and then make that decision. But I think for 100% that you'll see that us graduates and those in the program are doing the things to move businesses forward, and that should be enough of a testimonial if you're on the fence.
Absolutely. And if you could rewind time when you left your other employer and do this 2 years ago.
I said that to my husband.
Oh, really? You just said it to your husband? That's so funny.
I said, why did I wait 2 years to do this?
Oh my gosh, I love that. Because I hear that all the time. People graduate and they go, I should have done this 5 years ago. I should have done this 2 years ago. Like, don't sit where you're at. What are you waiting for? Why are you holding back on well, you hadn't found us yet, and that's totally fine. But it's one of those things where it's, once you do find it and you know it's the solution, what are you waiting for? We have 100% 5-star ranking. We have, but at any rate, it's hard, because there's a lot of weird stuff out there. So I think it's a beautiful thing that you've shared your story, and look, it's no pressure. If you feel a connection, book a discovery call. If not, go find what's right for you, because no matter what, we're supporting everyone's abundance in the travel industry. That's our goal. But, in the meantime, I am so happy just to have seen your business blossom in such a beautiful way. And as you know, I'm going to be your cheerleader for life. And I'm going to see you in Disney. So we don't even have to say goodbye. We'll just say until I see you in September.
Okay. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
Hey, one last thing. Book your discovery calls. We're going to put the link below, and we're going to put Christine's info below. Follow her. She's amazing. You definitely want to check her out. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.